like life and death, moon and sun, it's sure to each the piper comes. And while God and Goddess give for free, down below there will be fees. Despite perfect love and perfect trust, there's no way around it. Cash is a must. We've sought within, but come up short. So we come to thee, your help to court. If you would aid this temple's life, a $3 donation would be nice. Remember well that gifts when sent return threefold of what was spent. But if you can't, well, blessed be. We shall survive, so mote it be. And welcome to week 8 of Wicca, a year and a day of magic. I'm Lady Nefties, and this week we'll be learning about the element of air. Now, before we learn how to do spells and magic, or set up an altar, or to use tools, we must first learn about the elements. Now, the 4 elements are earth, air, fire, and water. They are the building blocks of all creation, and combined they create the spiritual energy called ether or akasha, the 5th element. Now, each of the elements not only has a place in magic and the altar, as you will learn, they also have a place on the wheel of the year. Now, the first element we will be learning about is air. Air is the element in the east. When we cast our circle, air rules communication, joy, focus, intelligence, logic, clarity, memory, dexterity, and optimism. Now, the negative qualities of air are sarcasm, emotional coldness, and gossip. Now, air's season is spring, and you may associate it with the Sabbath of Ostara. Now, air has elemental tools on our altar. The first is the sword. And, you might have guessed it, the Asame. And also, in some traditions, it varies. The wand is in the east and is a symbol of air. Now, on our altar, you may have such symbols for air as the bell and incense. And in some other traditions, it may be the feather. Now, raise air energy with music and song. The symbols of air are birds, clouds, feathers, and smoke. Now, there are elements in astrology, as you may already know. The air signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Now, each element has its own color, and in air's case, it's yellow. The elements also are associated with our 5 senses. In the air's case, it is associated with smell and hearing. Now remember, air is associated with memory, and our sense of smell is closely tied with memory. Now, each element has a spirit. In air's case, we have the sylphs. They live on mountain tops, and they are winged air spirits, and they live for hundreds of years. They can achieve immortality even through good deeds. Now, they are very slender and graceful and sport huge iridescent wings. Now, the Greek muses who inspired poetry and music were thought to be sylphs. Now, sylphs are not angels. They do not focus on humans or act as guardians. You can find sylphs in wide open spaces like meadows and higher grounds. They protect these places, and it's very important to listen and hear for their signs that you are not welcome. Such signs would be a bird trying to dive bomb you, and there's no nests around. Now, there are other air spirits, the most famous being the fairies or the fae of Celtic lands. Now, air is the element that causes movement and change. In terms of spell work, all the elements have varying speeds. Air and water are what I like to call medium speeds, while fire is the fastest, and air spells being the slowest. But in terms of their power, it all comes down to your intent and will. Now, are there gods and goddesses that are associated with the element of air? Of course. The maiden goddess who inspires us, they are associated with the element of air. Also, any sky and light gods or goddesses, such as Zeus, Nut, Shu, Horus, Hathor, and Hermes. Also, any of the Celtic goddesses associated with the Fae or fairies. Now, next week is week 9 of Wicca, a year and a day in Magick, the element of fire. And your assignment for this week is, how has the element of air affected you in your life? Have you ever experienced a tornado or a windstorm? Or have you ever felt the presence of a goddess or god in the wind? I know I have. The Egyptian god Shu, the god of air and wind. I asked him to rid my house of negative energy. So I opened up all the windows and I allowed his air to come through and rid my house of negative energy, and it worked great. Now, until next time, blessed be.